That Man Boxing Talk, man. We back with a different type of show today, man. We got the end of the year. We wanted to wait for all of the fights to happen in 2019 before we declared fights of the year. So that's why we about a week late. We had to go through, different fights and different knockouts and stuff like that to come up with a decent list. But today we got the fights of 2019, fights of the year. So coming in at number, I think we only had 5. Coming in at number 5, we had Pacquiao Thurman.
Manny Pacquiao, and I mean this was an argument that my friend over there, because Manny Pacquiao was 40 years old, to beat a undefeated Keith Thurman, hell of a feat. It was a fight that most people thought Manny Pacquiao was going to win, but most pure boxing people didn't give him a chance because, like I said, Keith Thurman put the work in. But it was good. It was a good fight.
Like you said, Keith Thurman was an undefeated. Tony said, Keith Thurman was an undefeated welterweight champion who had also been a unified welterweight champion. He had Thurman. He had Porter and Danny Garcia on his resume. And like I said, I picked Thurman to win. I thought the fight was going to be a good fight, but I picked Thurman to win. But Pacquiao, he went out there and did what he had to do, man.
Yeah.
He went out there and did what he had to do. You got something to say on that fight, though?
No, y'all pretty much said what I said. Yeah.
Number 4, we got my guy from the city. Jarrett Hurd versus Julian JRoc Williams was number 4 on the list. What did you think about that fight? You was talking about it earlier, so I know you got something on it.
Well, I think it was a hell of a fight, only because, like you said, Jarrett came on late.
Yeah.
But JRoc, man, he put hands on Jarrett, man. He put hands on him.
He did. He really did.
Yeah, he really put hands on Jarrett. And Jarrett could take a hell of a punch, but he just totally, like, from the inside, he worked him, man.
Like I said, I don't make no excuses, so I ain't even gonna say what I want to say as far as the being at home and all that shit. And who knows?
And I want to say that I don't mean to cut you off, but I do want to say that I've seen in the past, and I saw in that fight also, that when fighters have, it takes a different level of concentration and focus when you're fighting at home.
Especially when you're fighting a JRoc.
Yeah, when you're fighting a JRoc. When you're not fighting somebody who's just a fighter where I just want a home fight.
Right.
Where you know that you're going to go in there, you don't really got to stay too focused. And you notice most fighters, when they fighting real big fights, they don't fight them people at home.
Right.
Because Jarrett Hurd was on damn near every goddamn station. He was on a radio station. He was at Redskins, you goddamn FedEx Field, games and everything else.
I ain't gonna say that, but
no excuses. But he did have a lot of obligations when you in promoting the fight when you come here, and against an opponent like JRoc. Jarrett Hurd made a strategic mistake in fighting someone like JRoc. That's why I give him credit.
Give him credit in the world, because like I said,
he gets credit for that.
When I asked him, he said, "I ain't ducking no smoke. I want to fight the best fighters." And I said, "Hey, much respect." But yeah, JRoc versus Jarrett Hurd is number 4 on the list. Number 3 on the list, Charlo versus Harrison. To me, the best promoted fight probably in the last 5-10 years.
I agree.
I lived up to,
and because of Tony Harris,
and I'm gonna give Charlo credit too, because like I said before we started shooting, Charlo brought that out of Tony Harrison, trying to bully him at the press conference, tell him keep running his mouth, and Tony Harrison being, put your check on. The nigga that he is was like, man, I ain't no bitch.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't no bitch, Slim. It is what it is. And I think that combination of the two attitudes and personalities meshed perfectly together.
It did.
And like I said, you got people that can talk, but then the other person don't bring what they need to bring to the table. And that fight, promotional wise and build up wise, the best fight that I done seen built up and lived up to the hype as well.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this: these 3 fights that we just talked about, the Harrison Charlo, the Hurd JRoc, and the Pacquiao Thurman, was pretty much the same fight. One person dominated the first half of the fight, and then somebody else was coming on strong in the second half of the fight. So what can you say? Fights is like that.
Definitely.
Number 2, I think this is Alan's personal favorite. Nonito Donaire versus Inoue.
That fight there was back and forth from round 1 to round 12. I mean, just a straight war. If you haven't seen that fight, I suggest that you see it. Actually, I could put that. Well, no, I wouldn't put it as fight of the year.
It's close. That's why it's number 2. It's number 2 for a reason.
It was a good fight, though. Like I said, a lot of people don't know Inoue, but look him up, ladies and gentlemen. He is one.
He good.
To look out.
Don't get me wrong. Like he get a lot of flack or whatever because people feel like he getting a lot of they feel like he getting a lot of recognition early without having to prove anything, and I can see why. But shit, a lot of people get a lot of they get a lot of early recognition before they actually deserve it in the ring.
That too. Well, also he's at a weight class that a lot of people don't pay attention to. But like I say, he's a good fighter. And if you want to see fights that's action packed, this you want to watch this guy fight.
Yeah, go back and watch those fights. Like I said, that Inoue Donaire fight was back and forth. And just like the fight that's number 1, which is, y'all should already know, Spence versus Porter.
Oh, absolutely.
Back and forth action. Depending on the style that you like, you probably went with Porter to win rounds. Depending on whether you like the aggressiveness and the come forward attack of Sean Porter, or the calculated, smart, I'm gonna hit you below the belt before you hit me below the belt. Yeah. Earl Spence type of fight. The fight could have went either way. I do think that the knockdown was the difference.
Yeah, I do.
And I think Earl won at least 7 rounds. At least.
I agree.
Yeah,
have to. Yeah. It's 12
I think he won at least 7 rounds. Like I said, if you add the knockdown, I think it's a Spence fight. But I wouldn't have been mad if it was a draw. But.
Well, that's the beauty of all these fights on this list, ladies and gentlemen. That these fights were fights that could go either way. I mean, if 20 people could watch these fights and 20 people would come out with different,
depending on what you like.
Depending on what you like, they would come out with different results of how they viewed the fight. So these are Batman Boxing Talks.
Fights of the year. Top 5. We out.
Yeah.